Hello, I'm Emma and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, this channel is dedicated to personal finance and my personal debt journey in 2020 to pay off $35,000 of debt in 1 year. In my last video, I talked about purchases I made in 2019 that I regretted. In this video, I'm going to talk about the purchases I made in 2019 that I think were actually worth it. Number 1, a good quality winter coat that isn't a light color. I replaced my old North Face coat with basically the exact same coat but in a gray color instead. While my old coat was just fine, I found that over time the light color ended up getting stained from use and just looked grungy and unprofessional. Because I loved everything else about the coat, I decided to buy the same one but in a darker color that wouldn't show dirt and stains so easily. So far, it's lasted me the whole winter and I'm already using it again this year. I don't plan to buy a new winter coat for several years and expect this one to last without issue. You can usually wait for sales and get North Face coats for up to 50% off if you aren't picky about the style or color. I paid about $200 for the coat, but when I compare it using cost per use, it is more than worth the cost. Number 2. Going along with that, a good pair of winter or waterproof boots. I invested in a pair of Sorel boots last year and I'm really glad that I did. They are now both my work winter boots as well as my rain boots. If it snows more than a few inches, I also have actual snow boots from North Face. Using just these two pair of boots, I can get through rainy weather in the fall and spring, light snow in the winter, and heavy snowfall. My snow boots I've had for a few years and really only use them when I need to shovel the driveway and sidewalk or if I actually need to leave the house when it snows, which is not very often. I keep them in good condition and they have lasted me a few years. I expect my Sorels to also last for several years. I bought them in a dark neutral color so they match all of my clothes and won't show dirt or wear easily over time. Number 3, a good quality laptop bag for work. I invested in a good quality leather laptop bag in black so that I can use it for work, look professional, and it would last me for years. I've been using it every weekday as well as traveling to hold my laptop and other work items for the last year. It's holding up very well and still practically looks new. While it is a designer Michael Kors bag, I purchased it in an outlet mall on sale for about $125. Again, when I price this out on cost per use, this is less than $1 per use and is going down every day from continued use. I didn't have a nice laptop bag prior to this as I used to commute to work via train and was using a backpack instead of a shoulder bag. My bag got stolen on a trip 2 years ago, so I had to replace it. I had been using that backpack for about 5 to 6 years and it was definitely starting to show wear, but was still holding up. I highly recommend Oakley backpacks as mine lasted me so long. Number 4, a good pair of running shoes. While I don't run, I suffered an injury of my ankle at the end of 2018 from walking around all summer in shoes with no support. I ended up needing to wear an orthotic boot, purchase insoles, and attend physical therapy for 12 weeks to strengthen my ankle and prevent the injury from occurring in the future. All of that could have been avoided if I had just bought and worn a pair of shoes with good support. I now only buy sandals with arch support and limit walking in those types of shoes. I also work out wearing a high quality of Brooks running shoes specifically designed for arch support. I'm happy to report that I have not suffered any more discomfort in my ankle and will hopefully not have that issue again. Number 5, houseplants. In the last year, I started buying small succulents and sale plants when I would go to the local home store. In total, I have spent a few $100s, but you don't need to spend that much in order to get some life into your house or apartment. I genuinely enjoy having some green in my life, and I even have one of the plants in the background of this video. This one's called a snake plant or a mother-in-law's tongue and is very easy to grow and maintain. This one's just over a year old and started out with one plant and a small pup on the side. The pup is now almost as big as the original plant. Plants have been shown to be both beneficial for mental health and cleaning the air within your home. You can Google suitable plants for where you live, but I have the best experience with succulents, cacti, palms, and other low-light tropicals. Number 6, personal training. I spent about $700 on personal training sessions this past year. I've already spoken about how I genuinely need to go to the gym and exercise for my mental health, but adding personal training allowed me to have a more structured workout plan and goal in mind. My training was focused on toning up and gaining strength for an upcoming vacation, as well as a friend's wedding that I was standing up in. Having these two goals helped me stay focused, and I saw great results and felt really good about myself when I took that trip and was in that wedding. While I do not think it is necessary to pay for a trainer, it did really help motivate me, and I plan to purchase more personal training once I have my debt under control. Number 7, probiotics. This one might seem odd, but I can single-handedly attribute this to overall better gut health and regularity. I notice when I miss taking my probiotic for more than one day. While the probiotic that I buy is obscenely overpriced, I recommend finding one that's doctor recommended and actually works. I'm not a healthcare professional, so please seek the advice of one before starting any new dietary aids. Number 8, a stocked pantry. While I didn't specifically go out and stock my pantry in one shopping trip, I've built up a group of products that I always keep on hand. These are things that I use almost every week, or I can use to throw together a quick meal if I'm low on groceries. My pantry staples include spices and seasonings because you can make anything taste good with the right seasoning. Dry goods like oatmeal, rice, dry beans, pasta, nuts, and seeds, which in a pinch can be a meal by themselves. Protein powder for an instant snack or a meal additive. And baking supplies like flour, sugar, starches, and oils, which you can use to whip up a quick loaf of bread in an emergency. By ensuring that I have the basics in my pantry, I can plan my meals around things I already have at home. This year, my goal is to eat through all my staples and only buy groceries when all I have left is spices and oils. This method will help keep my grocery bill minimal each week. While I do understand that not everyone is working off of an existing pantry, but adding 1 or 2 staples to your list each week will help you stock up so you don't ever feel limited by what you have at home to cook. I find this is key to keeping myself from ordering takeout. So far in 2020, I haven't had to go to the grocery store and have been living off of my pantry staples. Last but not least, we have number 9, which is seeking out a professional. For me, this was seeking out the advice of a dermatologist. I mentioned in my last video about how I wasted a bunch of money on skincare, and my skin doesn't look any different. I finally decided to get the help of a professional, and my skin is now finally, slowly starting to improve. I also sought the help of a maintenance professional when my garage door spring broke, as well as a tune-up for my furnace. My springs were something that I could have done myself for a fraction of the cost, but if you don't know what you are doing, you can seriously injure yourself installing garage door springs. For my furnace, I couldn't understand why my furnace kept shutting off and needed to enlist a professional to adjust it and clean it. I hope to be able to use this furnace another 5 years before I need to replace it. By keeping it serviced and in good condition, it should last me that long until I can actually afford a new one. So those are the 9 best purchases I made in 2019. Everyone's list will probably look a little bit different, but ideally your favorite purchases should serve a purpose, make your life easier, or bring you joy. Some things may seem easy to push off buying, but in the long run can end up costing you more money. I hope seeing what things I found valuable will help you make more informed purchases for 2020. Thanks for watching, and please consider liking and subscribing to my channel for more videos on my 2020 debt journey. Let me know if you're enjoying this kind of content or if there's topics that you want me to discuss, and I'll consider using them for future videos. Within the next couple weeks, I'm going to be reviewing budgeting in 5 minutes or less, a $35 grocery haul, lifestyle inflation, as well as reviewing my January budget and where I spent my money. If you want to make sure you don't miss these videos, don't forget to like and subscribe.